Hi again, this is Carlos Andrino. Welcome to another RAV Vast video lesson about taking care of your instrument. Although your RAV Vast is a metal instrument, it is also not indestructible. Although its building materials are tough, the tuning and treatment makes the instrument a little fragile in some way. That is the reason we should take care of it and mainly prevent physical damage and corrosion. A RAV's tuning is achieved through polishing, hammering, and heating. In comparison to a handpan, a RAV Vast drum can handle higher temperatures without detuning, so you can still play under the sunlight with a very small risk of detuning. Still, since it is also tuned on a specific scale, it is important to avoid those exposures to extreme temperatures for long periods of time to avoid damaging the coating and avoid burnings in our hands with the heat that is accumulated all over the instrument. Now, talking about lower temperatures, such as snow, which carries moisture and could lead to corrosion, it is also not a good idea. As I mentioned, it is important to take good care of your RAV and avoid collisions, since they can also damage tuning and the instrument's harmonics. This is the main reason that most RAV Vast drums have a metal or a plastic rim on their edge to avoid direct collisions. Considering that, placing your RAV far from places such as a top shelf where an accidental fall might happen is really important. I highly suggest you to get a solid stand with good support, or at least a small carpet where your RAV won't be easily scratched. You can also get a soft or hard carrying case. Just remember that the harder the case is, it will usually provide a better protection. Just remember to have it on a dry and ventilated space and not just a storage space in order to avoid moisture. But collisions and dents are not the only things that we should avoid, since scratches could potentially lead to corrosion and even rust. Taking that into consideration, leaving our instrument on a hard flat surface, such as a tile floor, gravel outdoors, or even the ground, is not a great idea, and playing it over your legs, on a sofa, a chair, or a soft surface is highly recommended. Also, we should always avoid resting our RAV Vast with the node side on the bottom, and better placing the goo over the floor, which is the hole at the bottom shell instead. Using our fingernails or jewelry, such as bracelets, rings, or watches while playing our RAV is also not the best option, since they can scratch the coating over the surface and therefore leave a space for rust to form easier. And talking about moisture, it is also known that tongue drums don't play well with water, moisture, and humidity, since they can lead to rust and corrosion. That is the reason that we should be aware of them. Take into account that a RAV has a wood cover on its bottom to create a fuller sound, and therefore that could also lead to mold and rust within the instrument. Also, playing out in the rain, near a lake, or at the beach can seem like a good idea, but even the sweat of your own hands can bring moisture to your instrument, so be sure to dry it out with a non-scratching cloth or a microfiber cloth in order to prevent that. Alcohol and other corrosive liquids such as detergents usually damage the coating of your RAV and its color, so be aware of them and just use a microfiber cloth with little water over the surface and then dry it out to clean it. Avoid handpan oil for a RAV, since it's not necessary and might leave stains or damage the finish of the surface. Another thing to be conscious about is the pressure we apply while playing, especially over our notes with mallets. Although tongue drums such as the RAV are way more durable than a handpan and might probably not detune from regular use, it is important to note that way too much strength over our instrument might also lead to losing the fine tuning or even the harmonics of the instrument through time. I hope you really enjoyed this video lesson, and thank you very much for watching. See you on the next lesson.